Today I was asked, what would I do if a MILF just showed up at my door? Um, and that's all the question is what would I do if a MILF showed up at my door? And to be honest, I'd probably bang her guts out, not pull out, and do what their baby daddies did and leave them on the streets. No, it truly depends, like what kind of car are they driving, how big their boobs are, how many kids do you have, can you support that kid? If not, perfect. That means I won't feel guilty about not supporting it either. What's the situation like with the baby daddy? Are you guys co-parenting? Is there a chance it's like a three-way? Because if so, it's got to be with a girl. I could not. You know what I mean? It truly depends on the situation. It also depends on what the boobs look like. The boobs are a big thing for me, and also the fucking puss. Because, like, if the pussy's not attractive, it's really... Yeah, I don't want to go down there and eat a fucking Subway sandwich that's been stepped on in New York all day, sitting in the fucking hot sun. And then also the boobs as well. Like, how dark are the nipples? How big is the nipple? How big is the areola? Can I fit it in my hand? I can work with any size kind of boob, but I could not work with a flat ass. Something about it, man. Like, I guess you could say I'm more of an ass guy because, like, I feel like you can't hit a girl in the back with no ass. Come on, let's be honest with ourselves here. I think... Jesus, got a fucking gnat in my fucking face. Sorry, everybody. A gnat came through my screen at some point in time, and it's not gonna live in here long. I want to know that. There's no food or anything for it to fucking live off of. But it picked the wrong house. I'm gonna fucking get like a smoke thing, and I'm gonna like smoke out my entire apartment. Did I ever tell you guys I had a mouse issue? It wasn't like a mouse infestation, because I checked my entire apartment, and the only place I found mouse droppings was under my sink, and that means it was coming from the back wall, because there's a piping that goes between my apartment and my neighbor's apartment across. And I don't live in your basic, like, a big house with little houses in it. I live in... like it's like a nicer version of an apartment, kind of like a condo, I guess, but it's not a condo. I'm having a hard time explaining this. It's not an indoor apartment complex. It's like an outdoor one, so I don't have to walk inside a building to get inside a building. I could just walk inside the building. No, but I had a mouse in my apartment at some point. I've only seen it once, and that's what kind of blows my mind because it's been like fucking 2-3 months now. And I'm like, man, what the fuck is all that? It's a bunch of fucking mouse shit. I didn't know that. And, cause I don't see any holes in boxes. Not like I have any laying around. I don't see any fucking furniture issues. Nothing like that. I didn't see mouse poop anywhere else. So I just got a bunch of mouse traps. And then one morning I came out at like 4:30 in the morning. And I was like, mouse. I'm like literally on my couch getting ready to call my boss to come help me. Because no one else could apparently, and I'm not a fan of mouses because you don't know where they've been and you don't know what they're carrying. Now, if you get them from a pet store, oh hell yeah, bro, I'll play with those things all day. But it's just something about wild animals just does not sit right with me because I've seen dogs and stuff get bit by raccoons and shit, and then they gotta get put down. But yeah, that was my mouse story. I've seen it once, and at first I thought it was dead because Claudia came over to help was there to help with that, and we thought it was dead. And I'm like, okay, let me just go to work and let me come back when I get home to take care of it. Because I was hyping myself up all day at work. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna go in there, steel toe boots, step on its fucking tail, scoop it up with a fucking... because I don't want to hurt it, I just want to fling it back out in the field where it belongs. They only started coming inside the apartments because I live across right next to a fucking field, and they were cold, so they were doing that. But I was hyping myself up, and then I came home and it was fucking gone. I was like, oh no, I fucking waited too long because 10 hours is too long, 10 to 11 hours, and so I ended up going out for lunch that day, too, and everything, because I refused to fucking go home and eat lunch, especially with this fucking monster in my apartment. But luckily, I haven't seen it. It's been gone for a while, you know? And I think it finally went back to its home or it died in the wall. Either way, as long as my apartment doesn't smell, I don't give a fuck. Speaking of smelling, I went to Bath and Body Works the other day, and I got this perfume / like apartment cologne. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's called Laundry Day. Oh my god, dude, it smells like every Mexican person's house. Now you're probably thinking, Eddie, that's racist. And it's like, kind of, but it's a compliment. I am so jealous on how clean Hispanic homes are and like how good they smell. I have a bunch of Hispanic friends, and for some reason it always just smells so clean and pure, and that's what this smells like. And you could always smell their laundry too. Like, it always smells fresh, and it always looks like ironed, like right then and there. And I'm so jealous of that. But I got it in a can now. I got the smell in a can, and I'm never gonna let it go. I sprayed them around my apartment. It smelled so good. I'm like, damn, I'm jealous. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed your guys' Easter. I didn't do anything for Easter. My family doesn't get together. A lot of my family does. I'm just not invited. You know, I only heard from like 3 of my family members, and I reached out to one of them, and 2 of them reached out to me. And it was to my brother, who just randomly reached out to me, who I have not talked to in months. He goes, "Hey, happy Easter. Hope you have a good one." And that was it. And then my cousin texted me, and then my uncle. But I'm like, really? 3 people, not including my friends. 3 family members only reached out of the many I have. How disappointing is that? I didn't even talk to my dad on Easter. Now, I don't know how common it is for parents and kids to like talk to each other on Easter, but me and my dad don't talk. We just never did, and we bond okay together when we bowl, but other than that, we're just not big communicators. It's a lack on both ends. Man, I got so many gnats outside this fucking window. I'm literally like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 fucking gnats outside this window. And hang on. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but that was me trying to get all these. There was a gnat on the inside of my window, and there was like 9 on the outside. So I'm doing my neighbors a favor. Speaking of my fucking neighbors, I don't know what's been going on down there, but they truly need to fucking knock it off. Okay, they've been yelling a lot and fighting a lot. Now let me tell this story for anybody who doesn't know. It's not the neighbor next to me; it's the neighbor under me, right? Because it's one stacked on another. My neighbor came home. God, what day was this? It happened so long ago. I'm trying to remember. Anyway, I was getting ready to head to the gym. Let's just say that, because I can't remember what I was doing. But I was getting ready to head to the gym, and as I'm walking out, because I had to leave earlier that day, he comes pulling in fast as fuck. Does the basic I'm mad white guy move, where he parks in 3 spaces, leave the door hanging open, car running still. And by the time I got to my truck, he was already in the apartment going, "Why the fuck aren't you at work? You should be at work helping me pay these bills." And yeah, he just unleashed at her. And then it sounded like a cartoon was going on inside that fucking apartment. Lampshades being thrown and shit. I think it's because she got caught cheating, from my understanding. And that's why he kind of got pissed off. But she normally leaves before him. Anybody who's curious. She normally is before him, and I think that's why he was really upset, because that was going on. So he kind of, I think in my opinion, overreacted. God forbid she had like a late start or something. God damn, you know. But I think he was also in the right. Yeah, you better fucking yell at her, but don't throw anything. Don't hit her. Hitting women's not cool. I was kind of all over the place with that story, but that's okay. I got a bunch of text messages for whatever fucking reason in that moment, so I kind of got thrown off. But hitting women is not cool. Like, God forbid, dude. Like, I don't know what possesses people to become abusive, but I don't think I could ever raise a hand to a girl that I'm dating or married to or anything like that, because it's just the reputation you destroy of yourself. And at that point, they're not even in love with you anymore. They're just staying because they don't want to pay their own phone bill, and they just, you know what I mean? Yeah, they're staying for that $85 phone bill, which I told $85 was a lot, but I'm like, bro, no, it ain't. $85 ain't shit. Okay, maybe to some people it is, but like I walked into T-Mobile a year ago today. No, wait, a year and 2 months ago, because I remember March 1st, my dad texted me. He goes at like 7 a.m. He goes, hey man, we got a new phone service. You have to get your own. It gets shut off at 9. And I was like, what? It's my fucking birthday. And that was it. And I read it, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get back to work. Because, at the time, we were really understaffed. And I was like, I'll respond to it later. Thinking, oh, I had time. No, it literally meant 9. I had no phone service from what I remember. I was on the Wi-Fi at work. Shittiest Wi-Fi. You can't look shit up there without being watched. How to quit your job without crying. How to tell the boss you gotta go pee pee poo poo without looking like a child. Yeah, no, and I remember I was like, nah, fuck him. I'm gonna get the best phone service out there. And I did. I ended up walking into T-Mobile, and I was like, give me the best phone service you got. And they're like, all right, the best plan we got that comes with Netflix and all that, is $85. And I'm like, oh, mostly you're paying for the Netflix, because Netflix is like $20 a month, isn't it? So the phone bill itself is like $65, and then I get to have Netflix on top of it. Which, you know what, I totally understand. Like, I was living on my own at that point, and like, there was just no need for me to be on my dad's phone bill. But oh my god, so random. And then I went to go get my fucking phone, and my transmission on my Nissan shit on me, which sucks. But you know what? When a door closes for cars, a new one opens, because now I drive a nice bread red truck. So as much as that last year sucked and everything, I have most definitely prevailed from it, and I have shown that I am better than most. No, I'm fucking kidding. No one's better than anybody. It's a simulation. I don't know where I was going with that. I was just kind of rambling. I've noticed that a lot of issues that I carry with me are starting to peak up, and I'm just like jamming it down with a broomstick. And I'm just hoping that it just can hold down for another day. And it's not like I'm mentally fucked up or anything. Like I consider myself sane, and that's how you know I'm not psychotic, because I can distinguish what's real and what's not. But everybody has childhood issues. Everybody has those issues. Man, this is not a motivational podcast, Eddie. Let's talk about some dirty shit. Oh my god, dude, I was sweating hella bad at work today for no reason. And I pulled down my pants to take a piss, and I'm like, ugh, why does it smell so bad? And there was no real reason to it. I was just sweating hella hard in my balls, I guess, which is not uncommon at my workplace, but I was just like, god damn. And then what sucked to make it worse was I finish peeing, and I shake it off, trying to get the rest out like you're at a gas station with a nozzle in your gas tank. And I fucking, every time, dude, you put your wiener back in your pants and you fucking get pee everywhere. And it's like, god damn it, now I got fucking pee in my pants and my balls stink. You buckle up your pants and you get back out there. You can't really smell it. In my workplace, it's weird. If you smell good and you've been there for 8 hours, you're not working hard enough. But if you smell like dog shit, yeah, you smell like shit, but hey, you look like you've been working all day. Okay, that's all that matters. Smell is a big thing there, I guess. But nah, I fucking pee down my thigh, made my fucking, it acted like a weld for my ball sack and my thigh. And I'm just trying to sit there and do my job, and I'm trying to pick it with these fucking gloves on, but you can't get no traction. Can't get no grip for this fucking, for my pants. And I'm like, you know what? I wish we could just wear our underwear here. Life would be so much easier. But I understand the safety and why you can't. Because can you imagine just walking around in your fucking boxers while wearing steel toe boots? Safety first. Oh, Jesus Christ. One day I'll have a job where I can walk around in my underwear. Who knows? This could take off. And then this could be It could be my job. This is like my second job that's nonprofit, but hey, you gotta start somewhere. I was just talking the other day with my coworker, and I was bitching about these kids that these fucking these parents bring into these doctor places, right? So I went to get my CT scan last week. Everybody knows that. I talked about it on the last podcast. But what I did not talk about was, number one, I'm very vascular, and for some reason, doctors just eat that shit up. Like nurses, they're like, "Oh my God, you got amazing veins," and I'm like, "Thank you." I get that a lot, so I appreciate it. I do, because it just shows that I have something that is better than my thick ass eyebrows, you know. Anyway, I was in a doctor's office, and I'm sitting there waiting because I had to drink this this dye for a CT scan, and as I'm sitting there waiting for my timer to go up to drink my next cup of this liquid, this family of 4 comes in, and these 2 little kids, they're coughing up a storm. The mom and dad already have a mask, which kind of confuses me because the kids did not. They looked like they were 7 years old. It didn't help that they were literally standing on the chairs and jumping like they were at their fucking house, but whatever. I got past that part. They're kids. But what really disturbed me was we were standing next to each other, and this little girl is going, she's coughing and just sniffling up a storm. And I'm like, okay. And then continues to finger fuck all the masks that were in that box. The nurses at the front desk didn't bother replacing them or anything like that. And I watched her just fucking lick her fingers and pick through the mask as she wants. And it's all the same fucking color. Are you kidding me? But either way, after they were done and they sat down, I was helped. And this lady goes, all right, you go ahead and grab a mask and sit down. I'm like, I think at this point it'd be healthier for me not to wear the mask. I ended up just asking for an unopened box mask. Because it's like, how the fuck are you going to let your kid come in here and finger fuck all these masks? First off, fuck you. You're a shitty parent. I understand that, like, your kids are sick and everything, but if they're going to come in going all over the masks and shit, then be respectful and bring your own. I don't care if you have to dig it out from underneath the seats of your fucking dirty ass minivan. Okay? I'm not trying to get sick myself. But then as I drank all the red dye and stuff, and they were literally in and out. I don't even know what they were there for. Maybe like to get his balls cupped or something. I don't know, because they were so young. It's hard. Maybe they were going for a COVID test. I don't know why they couldn't do that through a drive-thru. I don't even know if they still do those anymore. Do they? Do they charge you now? Before they're like, oh, yeah, it's free because we're trying to figure out what the problem is. Even though they already know what the problem is and where it came from. Conspiracy theory. And then now it's like, hey, we're going to charge you $40 for a test and you're going to like it. And you know what sucks is that a lot of places now require these fucking at-home tests. I went to Walgreens to get one when I went to go see a nose, ears, and throat doctor. And they go, oh, yeah, you need to have a positive test or a negative test on hand. Oh, my God, there's a fucking bunny down there, dude. He's down there every day. You think he ever finds something? I threw a bag of bagels in the tree. Or Claudia did, and it finally got out of the tree. I wonder if the bunny ever got it. Okay, what was I saying? Oh, my nose, ears, and throat doctor. I went there, and they're like, oh, yeah, you need to have a negative test on hand so that, you know, I'm not positive. And I said, oh, okay, fine. Thinking I get reimbursed by my insurance, which I couldn't, which is whatever, $40. Who cares? Throw it away. Burn it. I get there, and they go, oh, we didn't need that. I'm like, fuck you. You just want to be a piece of shit and make me go out and buy this fucking thing. And then I went for a biopsy. And they're like, oh, you need to have a negative test on hand. And I was like, oh, great. Okay, cool. So I went and bought another one. But this one had a package of 2, not just the one. For like, I think $45. It was no different than the last box I bought. And they didn't need it again. So I was just flabbergasted that they request these tests that they don't even fucking use anymore. Where was I going with this topic? I don't know. So we're gonna switch because I don't even remember what I was talking about. Guys, everybody, it's just that kind of day. Just that kind of day. It's always a Monday where it's like I lose my train of thought. And I was not going to do a podcast today because I feel bad because it's like, man, do you guys really just want to listen to me talk and then like just keep rambling to where I don't remember what I was saying anymore? But I was like, nah, man, I just got to stay on top of it and then hopefully I get guests as I can go. I literally talked to people last week. I'm like, hey, do you want to be on my podcast? You want to be a backup? You want to be a backup? You want to be a backup? And everybody's like, sure. And then the time comes and people are like, oh, I'm like, okay, this is a waste of my time. Please don't talk to me. I'm going to have one of my friends on during the week. Hopefully this week or something. We'll have her on here and we'll see what happens. But I just got a new bank card. I guess I was like, I literally called the bank up. I was like, what the fuck's the point of giving me a new card if everything's still the same? They go, sir, it's the security code on the back that changes. And so I flip it to the back and I go, oh. And it's, they expire every 3 years. So, it's the only reason why I knew it expired was because I was just bored while I was waiting for my food or something stupid like that. And I looked at the card and I'm like, oh, it expires next month. So I got my new card and everything. And so I'm calling a couple places to kind of double check to say, hey, do you need my security code or anything like Capital One or Discover? And let me tell you something. They need to stop outsourcing fucking people to answer these fucking phone calls. I was on the phone with this fucking piece of shit. Oh my God, I'm getting frustrated thinking about it right now. He goes, take it for Tuesday, Capital One. How can I help you today, buddy? And I'm like, stuff like that. I know that was a poor accent, but I think you get what I was aiming at, okay? And he was just going to go into your crapping the term. And I'm like, sir, I cannot understand you. And he goes, I'm like, why the fuck you sighing at me? Why you sighing at me? I'm the one speaking English here, and you should be speaking English too, because if I knew fucking Spanish, I would click Spanish. Okay, I was fucking pissed. I was livid. Okay, and at a certain point, he goes, is your account the one ending in blank, 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 and blank? And I'm like, yes, that's the account. And just hoping to God that it is, first off, the right account, because I don't want to commit fraud. And then, second, hoping to God that I did not just fucking agree to join ISIS. Okay, this guy was fucking talking too fast in his fucking language, I don't have a problem with people speaking Spanish or whatever their original culture thing is. I think it's cool. Like, I'm jealous. I can't learn another language. But if your job is strictly to talk to Americans who are stupid like me and don't click the Spanish button, okay, then you should at least make the effort to try to learn English, or like in the sense that they should be a little bit more fluent at it. Because if my friend went to Mexico last year and he goes, man, if you don't know Spanish, you're fucked out there. They don't care for you. And I'm like, then what are we doing here? A few of my friends here speak English, but they have really heavy accents. And I try to understand it and piece things together and help them out. But I guess everywhere else that doesn't apply. But they need to stop outsourcing, because Jesus Christ, it's pissing me off. And anybody who works for any fucking card carrier, and you're an American, or like not even that, can speak fluent fucking English enough for me to understand yes and no, then God bless you. Because there's just... And the thing is, the reason why they're outsourcing is because they're not paying enough for these fucking jobs. Like, people who sell insurance, like the life insurance, health insurance, and people who just work in sales like that, period, they don't pay enough. They $13 an hour, and then maybe some bonuses if you hit a certain goal at the end of the month. Like, oh, hey, thanks for making us $3,000 this month extra than we needed. Here's a $50 gift card to McDonald's. Well, great. I guess I don't have to buy lunch for the next 4 days. But you get what I'm saying? That they gotta start paying these people enough to where it's like, hey, this job is not hard, but it's not easy mentally. Because you got to deal with fucking assholes like me on the phone. Like maybe $16, $17 an hour. That would be a good fucking pay. But no, they're not gonna fucking do that. They're gonna pay $13 an hour and they're gonna overwork you. That's cool. Who doesn't like that? They gotta stop outsourcing. That's all this point is. I'm checking what my thing is. I got another question in. Sorry, I'm replying back to this text message right now. I walked 5 miles yesterday. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I walked 5 miles. I walked 2.5 miles out, and I walked 2.5 miles back. I was shirtless and everything. I was listening to a podcast and not my own, because I'm not that kind of person. But I was just walking, enjoying the sun, not really thinking about anything. I was literally throwing a rock ahead of me, and I would like walk up to the rock, pick it back up, and throw it again. And I would just do this repeatedly until the rock went off the course, or I would just get tired of throwing that rock and I move on to another one. And that is the type of shit I miss doing. Just like no care in the world, no car passed me. Every once in a while, a car would come by, but they didn't care what I was doing. I think I was really scared to get kidnapped because there's nothing. Like, it goes from, like, where I live, and you go up the street, and there's a gas station, and then you keep walking straight, and you're going to come up on a bend. You can go straight, which will take you to, like, kind of like a downtown, or you can turn left, which will take you back roads, fucking possibly a brother is getting his dick sucked by his sister type deal, and then there's a dumpster, and then there's nothing, and once again, which is okay. But, like, if I ever had to run, like, I don't think I could outrun a vehicle for a mile. I could just get hit and ran over and then butt-fucked, you know? I don't know. I think my biggest fear is to get kidnapped, but I know I'm too old to get kidnapped now. They're not going to fuck with a somewhat thick, pasty white boy who looks like he just got out of a gang fight. Like, I didn't have cuts on me or anything, but I looked like if I was in a gang, I don't know what the red and blue represent, but I would be a blood. I'm kidding. I would create my own gang called the Roses. It'd be pink bandanas and we'd be Barbie scooters and we drink Capri Suns on my porch. And we give out life advice. Oh, life advice. Don't be a fucking asshole that drives to kill people. Alright, I'm going to explain why. So I was driving home Friday night from bowling. And I take the back roads because I'm like, I can take the highway, make it a 15-minute drive. But, I like to listen to a podcast or some music and take the back road. Chill, right? Easy. But this guy in his 2002 Ford, like little SUVs type deal. I don't know exactly what they're called. It's your basic, I'm retired and I don't care what kind of vehicle I drive car. So anyway, he's like, we're going like 60 miles an hour and he would speed up to like 70, 75, and then he would slam on his brakes, making the Jeep in front of me slam on her brakes, which would make me slam on my brakes, right? The ripple effect. She almost rear-ended him twice. And I was lucky enough that I stay far back at nighttime that I had enough time to stop the first time, but the second time I almost hit this lady. So I kind of flashed my brights like, hey, you fucking see this? This guy's literally jerking his wheel. He's driving in the left lane. He might have been intoxicated. I couldn't tell you. He's jerking his fucking wheel hard as fuck going 65 miles an hour. And I literally flash this lady, and she puts her hazards on. And then she gives me the flash, like, hey, go ahead. And I get in front of her, and I literally turn my brights on to say, hey, like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? It's 11:30 at night, and you're jerking your wheel. Like, you're not driving for fun. You're driving to kill somebody. I told Dave this story. And so this guy speeds up. We speed up. We get back up to, like, speed, which is, like, 60, 65. And then he slams on his brake, and I come inches from rear-ending this fucking asshole. And I said, nah, fuck that. It makes me squeal my tires because I'm like legit pressing down the brake as hard as I could. And I get off in the left lane. Thank God there's no oncoming traffic. And I get around this guy, and he rides my ass. So he's so far up on my ass that I could not see him in my side mirrors. I can only see him in my middle mirror, and I can only see the top of his roof, which is not good because, God forbid I had to stop. This guy would literally go underneath my truck. So I end up calling the police, as much as that's a Karen move, because this guy wasn't driving for fun. Like I said, in my opinion, he was driving to kill somebody. I said, hey, this guy's literally tailgating me. We're about to go through a town, which I'm not going to name, and the speed limit's 35, and I'm blowing through it going 72. Now, can you imagine if I got pulled over doing that? That would be fucking ridiculous. So I call him, hey, I'm getting fucking tailgated. I'm about to pass so-and-so town, and, he's not driving right. And so they finally get a cop out there. They get 2 sheriffs, and they end up tagging him because he ended up tailgating me through that town, and the cops let me go, which is fine. They didn't bother me at all. I never had to stop. But I blew through that town doing 72, and then he randomly just backed off and started doing 20 miles an hour, and the cops finally caught him because they're like, oh my God, this guy's going oddly slow. And I saw in my rearview mirror, they tagged his ass. And I don't know exactly what happened. I wish they would have called me and updated me. But that guy's a fucking asshole. So for that reason, I'm getting a bull bar. Because it's like, if I rear end someone, I'd rather have that double edge protection. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where could have fucked up my truck. And honestly, probably could have killed himself. That car was so low that I could see the roof of his car, which is not really a flex, in my opinion. It's not like I'm driving like a super massive lifted truck either. It's your basic truck. It's got a small lift to it and bigger tires, but it's nothing too crazy. But fuck that guy. I hate people who drive like that, especially at nighttime, dude. You don't know what's over that hill. You don't know what's around that corner. And here you are, you're just driving like a fucking dickbag. Now, am I the best driver out there? No, but I got pulled over once, and I'll share that story with you guys here. Okay, I was coming home, and I was listening to that song to go. I forgot what the song name. I'll come back next podcast. I'll tell you what the song. Oh, there's that bunny again. Man, you're just doing circles at this point, dog. Just go back around. Turn around, go home. Anyway, I was listening to a song, and me and Claudia were driving, and Claudia was a little tipsy. And so I was just cruising, having a good time. And I'm like, I'll just open up my truck, really give her the beans since I'm driving her home. And I'm doing 90 miles an hour, 90, 95, and I passed this dude in a no passing zone in an intersection doing 90, 95 and a 55. So I'm doing 40 over, and I'm like, God, that guy also passed that guy? Man, it's crazy. And then this car gets on my ass, and I'm like, oh my God, this person's riding my ass. I'm going 95. And what's fucked up is that it didn't really click to me right away because it didn't have the same setup as a cop car. I got pulled over by a state sheriff or a state trooper, and she comes up, she goes, do you know how fast you were going? I'm like, well, yeah, I was hauling ass. And then, I gave her my license and registration and shit like that. And how I walked away without getting arrested, because I would have had a felony or something under my name because I broke literally 3 laws in one go. I don't know what they give you after you go 10 miles or 20 miles over the speed limit, but I was going 40 plus over the speed limit. I passed a no passing zone and during the intersection. I should have been arrested. Should have lost my license, but bless that lady. She didn't do that. She came up. She goes, "You're one lucky man tonight because my printer's broken." And I was like, "Your printer's broken?" I mean, couldn't you just pull it up at the police station? But I wasn't gonna say shit because I didn't want to get arrested. I said thank you. I was just having fun. And I think she didn't. I think she was just trying to be hard on me to understand. Hey, this is a learning experience. But you know what I learned? Nothing. That's a lie. I learned something. I learned not to. Oh my God! There's 2 bunnies. It's not the same bunny. Oh my God! I fucking love bunnies. Anyway, oh man, he's a running. Damn. But I learned, I tried not to speed now. I try to look twice for cops and shit and all that kind of stuff. I've gotten really good at texting and driving, so I'm not too worried about that. But in the sense that I try not to speed now. I've learned. I think I'm just too scared to get pulled over again. I just don't want to deal with the ticket. Like, I could put $100 in my gas tank, but instead I have to put a $200 ticket or gotta bail myself out of jail. But yeah, I'm looking out my window right now. If this podcast is boring, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm looking out my window. I'm observing. I've been enjoying these nice days lately, and it's been nice. I've still been feeling meh. Like, I don't know. I'm not gonna start doing screamo music, and I'm sure as hell ain't emo. But it's just been one of those days, maybe because the holidays just passed. Holidays have always been kind of shitty in my family, which is normal. Last year, I got myself deviled eggs for Easter, and my brother got himself heroin. So. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what my brother does. Not heroin, I don't think. If he did heroin, he'd be selling all his shit. But it's not that case. But, I didn't really do anything for Easter, so I get the upper hand. I don't celebrate it, I guess. Me and God are on this thing where it's like we kind of renew our beliefs every once in a while. So, like, every 1 to 2 years, I'll go sit in a church, I'll tell my sins, and I'll be like, see you next time. And then every once in a while he'll come in and out and be like, hey, I'm just renewing my contract, and and people go, that's a bad way to have a relationship with God. And I'm like, no, it's not. God understands I'm a busy man. Like, you can't you think I want to be busy all the time? I'd rather go to church 5 days a week than go to work 5 days a week. Because it's like, that's only an hour versus 10 hours. Weighing out the pros and cons, and not to mention you're securing a spot for heaven. Now, how fucked up is it? Okay, steering here a little bit. I remember when me and my friends wanted to go to a haunted bridge, and I said, hey, we could go to this haunted bridge, but you gotta bless me. I gotta get blessed first, because I don't know how it all works, but I don't want to bring home a fucking spear with me, like a fucking parrot on my shoulder. So I asked one of my friends, and her dad's a priest, and he goes, oh, he's too far gone to be saved. And I'm like, what? Do you fucking hear yourself right now? And as much as I wanted to snap back at him, I don't know if he was joking or not, because he's an older man, I guess. But I'm like, you don't tell somebody, I thought religion doesn't turn anybody away. Oh, no, fucking stupid. And people wonder why I don't really fall for a religion as much as I used to. I still have my personal beliefs, but you're not going to see me go to a fucking church, because that is so retarded. Oh, you're too far gone to be saved. There's literally no such thing. I know somebody who did cocaine off a stripper's ass, and he became a pastor. Pasture. I struggle with that word. I hope you all just laughed, because I'm about to when I fucking go back and listen to this. But yeah, I know I bitched about religion like 3 podcasts ago, and I'm still stuck on it. Like, how the fuck are you gonna tell me I'm too far to be saved? Because I have a potty mouth? Because I like to say things, make people laugh? Like, okay, I get it. I've eaten ass before. But how am I too far to be saved? Fucking Jesus. Kind of pissed me off. It kind of made me upset, because it kind of steered me away more from religion than I wanted to be. Because if that's the case, if God's picking favorites, the devil accepts everybody. Okay, I'm not saying go to the dark side, but that man understands that, hey, you know what? You made a few mistakes. I gotta punish you. It's my job. Okay? But I understand why you're here. But God's like, I don't get how you made it. For real? Oh my God, bro. Fucking, got me leaning back in my chair and shit. Nah, I'm not, the hell seems scary, but to be honest, I think we're all going there anyway. If obviously my belief is a real thing, I think we're all going there. And we're all going to have a great fucking time. We're not going to have to go to work, maybe. And, dude, imagine topless bitches walking around daily. Oh. No, but, Oh my god. I also just had my last dentist appointment last Friday. I'm getting better at the needles in the mouth type thing. This is a catch-up episode, everybody, because I feel like I'm just have not been driving enough points. And to be honest, how far am I? I'm already 40 minutes into this thing, and I'm not going to lie to you. I've just kind of zoned out and started just talking. But if you made it this far into the podcast, don't forget to like it. Don't forget to share it, but not with your kids unless they're age 18 and older, and your friends as well. Fucking subscribe while you're at it too, bud. Alright? Because I truly love seeing that people are coming back and even if you're just coming to like the video. But if you made it this far, I'm gonna tell you a fucked up story. Okay? Back in elementary school, I was, I guess you could say I was a troubled kid, even though, like, I don't know why I was labeled that. I just was, because I just didn't like high school, elementary, didn't give a fuck. But anyway, I remember sitting, you remember, like, when you used to have those individual desks, and they used to push them together to make a big desk? I used to think I was autistic, or / retarded, and I'll explain why. So, I sat at this grouping of tables with a girl who was in a wheelchair and a girl who was like really obese but wore really small and tight shirts who go, I need my milk, I need my milk. And we were like 8, bro. We were like 8 or 6. I don't remember. And I sat next to a girl who had one arm. I'm going to kind of go around. I sat on the bottom left side, okay? And to my right, I sat next to the girl who I'm not going to name any of them. I still remember the name. If I could get a hold of them, I'll get them on the podcast. But I sat next to the girl with one arm, which was really convenient because I was a righty and she was missing her left fucking arm. You know what that means? That means I didn't have to bump arms with her or anything. It was fantastic. And so anyway, she had like this, like a finger looking thing sticking out of the side of her shoulder. And it was really fucking gross. She used to play with it and twist it and like let it unwind. Kind of like a swing, but on her shoulder and really small. Ugh. And then it was right across from me. I sat across from the girl who was in a wheelchair, and I don't know if she's still alive. I don't know what the whole deal is there. I hope she is and living happy and healthy, but I don't even know how I would describe this situation. So she wasn't really verbal, and she had eyes like a chameleon. So right there, it's like 2 red flags. And then I sat across from her during lunch, and I always lost my appetite because this girl, I swear to God, could not fucking chew her food. And they would put taco meat in her mouth or something, and then her jaw would just like fall open, and then all that food she was chewing on the desk. And they're like, uh-oh, and then her assistant would just like scoop it back up with like a fork or a spoon, and then put it back in her mouth, and then fucking help her with her jaw. Now, obviously, if you guys don't understand, I'm like young. I'm 8-something years old. I don't know how old I am. I haven't hit puberty yet. I know that. And I'm sitting here, I'm trying to eat my motherfucking peanut butter and jelly, and I can't do that because she's literally staring at me in the eyes as she lets her mouth fall open and drops all this food over this fucking desk. And I'm thinking, dude, like, this is fucking gross. I used to, like, when no one was looking, I used to take the brake off her wheelchair because our classroom had a slight slant because they were getting ready to redo the foundation. So she would slowly roll away, and her wheelchair connected to the desk. So if you guys are wondering, oh, how'd you get past the assistant? The desk and wheelchair hooked up as one, so you could undo the brake at the feet. Because you would push the wheelchair and it locks into place, and then they would just like lock the feet. But I just unlocked the two that were in the front, and she would just slowly start to scoot back. It's fucked up. I know it's fucked up. I know you're thinking, wow, but it was funny. I used to like play with her wheelchair brakes and shit. I loved getting to push her around though, because she would always pick me to push her around like to the next period. And I would push her fast as fuck down those hallways, like, pulling the fucking e-brake. She's skidding down the hallway, dude. And we like to take the elevator. It was awesome. Which, by the way, just get a fucking ramp. Make the assistant pull them up. I get that's not safe, but come on. Get a strap on, like a vest, a harness, and just pull them up. That'd be a fun way to do it. But yeah, I got more stories about her, but that was the majority of it, where she just could not fucking chew her food properly, and her eyes were so weird. And the only time they actually like lined up together is when she was staring at me in the eyes when she was eating food. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, come on. And I tried to move away, but it never worked. And obviously I'll explain why in a minute. So anyway, we had this girl who I don't remember her name. I fucking wish. She was so like eggshell white with brown hair. She used to wear these like really tight pink shirts, and she had boobs, but not because she was developing early, because she was fucking fat. So you could always see her nipples piercing through the shirt. Uncomfortable. Even now I'm weirded out. And she used to like, for some reason, 8:15 sharp every morning, she had to have her sippy cup full of milk. I'm like, dog, we are old enough to drink from a glass. No lid. And if she didn't get it, she kind of sounded like this. And every time, where's my milk? And oh my god, dude, she would slam like 4 cartons of white milk at lunch like a fucking monster. And I could just remember her face, but I can't remember her name. And every fucking day, and if you didn't get her milk, it's like she was like just pissing her pants of anger. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what's the reasoning? I never asked. Maybe it's like a diabetes thing. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't milk. Maybe it was like fucking like a testosterone drink or something. That's why her fucking boobs are so big. Jesus Christ, she was fucking fat. Oof, those Hello Kitty shirts really got their work put in. And then I finally got away from them, and I sat next to this other girl, but Jesus Christ, I want to say the name, but my friends who I used to go to school with, let me get her permission to say it, because I think looking back, it was a dude dressing up as a girl, because she had a deep voice like this, and every time you go up next to her, she fucking smelled like shit, and she fucking, she'd be like, oh, hey Eddie, how's it going? And I'm like, hi. Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, I think she was just a cross-dresser, looking back. Because this girl was like 6'2", the broadest shoulders I've ever met on a girl that age. And just the voice and the gapped teeth, dude, I swear to God, if anybody who knows who Long Beach Griffey is, I swear to God, it looked like that, just dressed as a girl at age, whatever fucking age I was. And he or she smelled so bad, I had to deal with that every fucking day for a whole school year. And then it fucking sucked anyway, because guess who got stuck with the wheelchair girl in my gym class, and I had to push her the entire time. The only reason why I played so hard in sports was because I was either, I'm going to keep playing, or I'm going to get stuck getting volunteered to push her wheelchair around. I'd rather fucking just pass out from pure exhaustion and thirst than push that wheelchair around for one more fucking hour. Okay? And it's fine, but there's so many things you can talk about. Oh, are you going to play soccer? Ooh, how about that run? Oh, man, how about those sticks? You know, you're limited to a girl like that, especially at our age. We didn't have a lot to talk about. So how about how about your parents' income? How is that looking? Is that doing good or bad because you're in a wheelchair? I don't know. Obama was in office. That's all I know. Let's see. Obama was in office, so I would be, I want to say maybe 10 years old. Man, I would have to get the name in like all that, because I can't remember fucking dog dick from that time besides all the embarrassing stories, which that was me sitting at the table full of autistic kids. Nothing against people with autism or anything. Love them to death. My brother has Down syndrome. But Jesus Christ, it wasn't even autism that was like killing me at that table. It was just embarrassment, I guess. But like I said, it was convenient that I sat next to the girl who didn't have a left arm because I was a righty. And you might be thinking, that's kind of fucked up. And it's like, good. No filter for a reason, baby. How far are we into this thing? All right. Holy shit. We're already 50 fucking minutes in. I hope you guys are still listening to this. I seriously don't remember what I was talking about. So this is the toss-up. I also got, speaking of the toss-up, I had three people tell me, oh, man, dude, the Bill Cosby joke thing isn't funny because, like, molestation of kids and stuff. And I'm like, what the I didn't know he did fucking... Did anyone not listen to the podcast? I have no idea what I'm saying on this fucking thing. I'm just saying stuff until I become popular. And then I'll start watching what I say and defend what everything else I said in the past. Alright? They're going to pull up old fucking video clips that are going to be like tweets. And they're gonna be like, did you say this? Well, duh. It's my voice. But I'm still going to defend it anyway. I did not know what Bill Cosby truly did. I know he was a fucking molester, but I didn't know if he was, like, molesting or... God damn it, it's getting messages out the ass. That one's an important message, but I'll answer it after this podcast. No, but I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Dude, I literally am just sitting here holding a microphone by myself, okay? This is more of a solo podcast. And if you think I'm legit zoning out. So fuck the people who complained about the Bill Cosby. But me and Dave were talking about it. And it's like, yeah, Michael Jackson molested a few kids. Which is what we were talking about. But come on, the music's still pretty fucking fire though, ain't it? I bet Billie Jean can play over the kids screaming so you don't have to hear the background. Dude, like, Michael Jackson's ghost is making more money now than I will in my entire life. Like, Michael Jackson is so still popular. Like, I get it. It's between now and when he was born was really not that long ago compared to, like, other shit, like dinosaurs and all that. But, come on. His music's still popping. Which... if this podcast ever takes off, I'll be the one to tell you guys if the fucking Illuminati is real. Which I don't think it is, to be honest. I really don't. Come on. These people fucking hate each other. They're all competing to be the best. They could care less to be in a room and discuss triangle with eyes. I do think, like, banking conspiracies are real. But, you know, those are two different things. See, everybody? I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about right now. I'm literally just killing time. If you're still listening, God bless your soul. Like I said, go ahead and like it, share it with your friends, subscribe. I gotta get this up on Spotify. I've been having issues though. I try to upload on Spotify, and if anybody's out there who knows what they're doing, tell me, because I would love to get this thing up on Spotify. I don't know how long it would stay up, because I literally talked about how Bill Cosby did a good job at molesting all those people. But yeah. I'm sitting here. I'm just itching my fucking balls right now. Which, itching balls are weird, because it's not an itch. It's more of like a pinch and roll. You know what I'm saying? Think about it right now, man. Women don't get it, but I feel like women... Do girls have itchy clits? That's the question for today. Do girls' clits itch? Clits, the vagina. Let's just say the vagina, period. Like, do you get an itch on the side of your lip? You know what? Hold up. I'm going to text one of my friends that right now. I'm going to take my video of myself doing this on the podcast. Hey, I'm recording my podcast right now. The viewers can't see it, but you can see my microphone, right? So anyway, do girls' clits itch? Like, do you guys get itches around the vagina? Like, I seriously need to know. It's for work reasoning. Look at that, everybody. I fucking taking steps on this podcast, everybody here. That's a good question, because, like, the pinch and roll method, it has to be so precise. Or, like, one wrong, like, nerve you hit, and it's game over, bud. But other than that, I have no idea what the fuck I really talked about on this podcast. I literally had my paper on everything. I don't know what I even talked about. So, if you guys stayed this entire time, or you didn't, that's okay. I hope you guys truly enjoyed. Like I said, like, subscribe, share it. Not with your kids under the age of 18. I know I said that like 3 times. I feel like if I keep saying it, you guys will actually start to do it. And go ahead and show this video some love. I'm gonna go fucking shower, you pieces of shit. I'll talk to you guys next time.